Well, hello there, little hayseeds. Sit tight as Trixie regales for you tales of wonder and awe. That Trixie has been informed will appear in the second glorious case of Trixie's Grand Investigations, starring yours truly, naturally, as a beautiful detective on the mean streets of Manhattan.
It's my little investigations, Trixie, and I'm the protagonist, not you. What are you—
Trixie believes the Purple Mare must be mistaken. How could anything including Trixie not make her the star of the show? No, let Trixie tell you all about this second case.
Trixie, if you're the protagonist, then what exactly were you doing in the first case?
Well, Trixie believes it must have been the time she lost 2 bits in the couch cushions. Trixie searched everywhere for those bits. It was a mystery for the ages. They turned out to be behind the couch, the dastardly fiends. Nevertheless, Trixie righted this wrong in the fabulous manner only she knows how to execute.
You know what? Never mind. Let's hear about Trixie's great investigations, or whatever you called it.
Trixie thanks her kind and generous audience for the silence. Ahem! Picture it, dear listeners. The streets of Manhattan are no place for young, innocent Philly. Nay, these streets are a den of thieves, Philly nappers, and general ne'er-do-wells. On this day, a rainy, dark evening in Manhattan, our protagonist Trixie is walking down one of those streets. Her hooves splashing dark waters, each little puddle marks her path down that lonely road. She first finds herself in a well-known gang hideout deep in the heart of the city. Oh, I'm sure to the untrained eye it might look like an innocent French restaurant. But I assure our listeners, the Grande Gastronomie du Griffon is most certainly nothing of the sort.
Wait! Oh my gosh, I work at a gang hideout? Since when? I thought this was like a super duper cool hip and trendy French restaurant. Mr. Legrand!
What is all this commotion on? I am on very busy Griffon.
That pony said this was a gang hideout. You never said it was a gang hideout. I don't want it to be a gang hideout. Make it not be a gang hideout right now.
What? This is not a, how you say, le hideout de gangs. This is a respectable establishment. How dare you sully its name with your disrepute?
Wait, hold the phone for a second. I thought this was like a French restaurant or something like that. You didn't say anything about gangs or anything.
That is because there are no gangs! This pony is ruining my reputation! I shall be ruined by this slander!
Dude, take a chill pill or something. She's clearly crazy. I mean, look at that outfit.
But did you just insult Trixie's outfit? Trixie will have you know that this is a hoof-made priceless costume. Trixie will not stand for you or your gang of hoodlums speaking to her like that.
Hey now, everyone just calm down a little, okay? Don't want no commotion or anything like this around this town. Philo Reed, Detective, Equestrian Bureau of Investigation. Nice place you got here, Mr. Griffin.
Ho ho! At least someone here appreciates fine cuisine.
I'm pretty sure that was just a canned response he says about every place, dude.
So, not really quite sure how to word this to such a pretty man like yourself, but yeah, gonna have to ask you to stop a little.
Stop what? Trixie is not doing anything that requires cessation.
Yeah, see, as it happens, you kinda are. See, slander is kind of a civil offense. Might have to, fine you a lot of money and stuff like that if you keep it up.
Trixie is, of course, just joking. That was all part of a performance, and you all played your parts brilliantly. Well done. You all have a bright future as Trixie's apprentices.
Ooh, yes! Okay, I always wanted to be in showbiz. When do we start?
not easy becoming Trixie's apprentice. First, you must brave the trials of...
No, Royale! You cannot be her apprentice! The restaurant, she cannot function without my two greatest servers! You are a star!
Oh my gosh, I'm a star! Yay! Star, star, star! I'm gonna be the best server there ever was.
Trixie is impressed at how quickly every one of her apprentices manages to wander off like that. Nevertheless, Trixie has successfully conquered this den of gangs and hoodlums, and victorious, she now makes her way onward to other sites in this dark city.
I kinda get the sense the message might not have, gotten across.
She'll come around, one way or another. I think maybe I'd best keep my eye on this one.
Before she even realized where she was going, however, Trixie found herself in the very heart of Celestial Park, quite possibly the darkest core of the entire city of Manhattan. A veritable cesspool of the deepest darkness within this city. Trixie has been told that this site has been witness to countless numbers of pony abductions. What happens to these ponies after they disappear? Well, some ponies say they never return. Look, over there! A pony's coming nearer to Trixie. Trixie very much wishes she had some pony to hide behind.
Oh, hello there, dearie. Welcome to the park. How are you doing? Can I interest you in any park souvenirs?
Stay back, vile villain! Trixie says stay back! She will not be a victim today!
Well, shoot, you don't have to be all theatrical like about it. A simple no would have sufficed. Oh, you young, spry ponies remind me of my youth. With all the fancy pants make-believe we all like to do.
Trixie is clearly trying to be tricked into dropping her guard.
And then I remember my brother would always
Trixie is
fancy
much
himself
too
Captain
smart,
Dashing, savior of
outsmarted
all
in
the
such an
ponies in the land.
amateurish fashion.
And he'd all fantasize about protecting ponies from bad dragons and all that sort of thing.
Trixie demands that she stop being ignored right this instant. Trixie cannot give a proper valiant speech without her would-be villain paying attention.
Oh, I'm sorry. Were you saying something, dearie? I got right caught up in things there.
Trixie has lost her patience. Trixie declares that you are a very poor pony full-napper, and shall take her leave this instant.
I'm kinda getting the sense that I missed something here. Oh well, back to tending to the park's garden.
Having very narrowly beaten back an extremely dangerous pony full-napper who dared to threaten Trixie, she next found herself getting close to the very sleazy and dirty and clearly not prestigious Carnegie Hall, towards which Trixie very definitely does not feel bitter for not allowing her to perform. But what's this? Suddenly Trixie spies some very suspicious activity from an alleyway outside the establishment.
Thank y'all so much for coming out to see Lil Ol' Me perform later today. I hope to give y'all a crack-a-lackin' performance out there.
Oh, it's an honor. Thank you so much for inviting us. I mean, I imagine it may be, a little scary with all those ponies out there, but, we'll be there cheering you on all the same.
You're darn right we will be. We wouldn't miss this for the whole world, Sugar Cube.
I'm just glad to be here. Heck, I never get invited to things. Last time Twilight was off being Miss Super Detective, I was back home rearranging her entire library. This time by publication date.
Well, hey, are y'all crazy? Y'all friends of the best dang costume designer Equestria's ever seen. Of course I'm going to invite you. Wouldn't be right for you to miss it. Besides, it'd give us a great excuse to visit Manhattan again. Apple Bloom's off having fun with Babs, if I reckon right. Those two don't see each other nearly often enough for how much they've taken a liking to each other.
And I got to carry all of our bags to our hotel. Again.
Ah, shucks. But you got a nice kiss on the cheek from Rarity, didn't you?
Don't say that in front of everyone. Sheesh.
It was awfully cute, though.
Anyways, how long until your show starts?
Ain't gonna be on for another couple of hours. Y'all got plenty of time to enjoy all the fine sights Manhattan's got to offer. Make it a night on the town! Ow!
Miss Sapphire Shores? The manager wants you back in your dressing room, so, you probably should get to that. I'm really sorry to break things up with your friends, but...
Oh, that ain't no problem. Everyone, I'll catch y'all after the show.
Man, I am so very jealous of you guys actually knowing Sapphire Shores. I mean, sure, I'm a security guard at Carnegie Hall, so I see all kinds of famous ponies. But they'd never care about some pony like me.
Oh, don't be silly. Every pony is special in their own way. I'm sure she'd like you very much. I mean, we could always introduce you two after the show if you'd like.
Could you? Oh, that'd be so very awesome! But, no, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I'd say to someone like that. I'm not a very interesting pony. I don't even have any interesting hobbies or anything like that.
Hey now, don't start talking yourself down like that. Every pony's got something he's good at, something he's passionate about. Why, heck, I bet you our gang of ponies looks mighty boring to highfalutin folks here in Manhattan. But when you get right down to it, I wouldn't trade 'em for the world. They all got something they like, and I like 'em just fine.
Unless Trixie's very keen ears are deceiving her, she heard the word gang. Trixie knew it. While Trixie cannot see into this alley very well, or at all, her ears do not lie. Halt there, you evildoers! The great and powerful Trixie shall stop whatever nefarious deeds you are planning. Gang members!
Gang members? Where?
Oh, for Trixie, what in the hay are you doing?
The great and powerful Trixie clearly heard the word gang uttered from this alleyway. Therefore, with her razor-sharp intellect, she concluded that there must be unseemly activity occurring therein. Are you not in awe of her powers of deduction?
I'm in awe of something, that's for sure.
Are you at it again, little man?
At what? Trixie will have you know that she has definitely not committed slander a second time. Trixie always learns from her mistakes.
No, but you are creating a public disturbance with statements that, a reasonable pony would know to be false. Which, well, I'm sure you know is a crime. I'd hate to have to bring in such a pretty mare as you, yeah?
Trixie has done nothing wrong. Trixie is merely being a noble protector for this city. No pony can tell her that isn't the right thing to do.
Perhaps I should be clearer here. You are actively harming ponies with your actions. Furthermore, the law gives me ample opportunity to act for the public good in such situations. I would suggest you not grant me reason to do so. It would not end well for the pony in question. Are we quite clear?
Did Trixie say that no pony can tell her something? What Trixie meant to say is that the very nice police officer can tell her whatever she wants if it means she does not go to jail.
Philo, every now and then it might do you good to not go so hard on them. Trixie doesn't mean any harm. Isn't that right, Trixie?
Princess Celestia!
Yes, that is correct. Trixie's motives were pure as the first snow at winter. Unimpeachable.
Nevertheless, she was acting as a public menace. But I'm sure we can be lenient on her. Just this once.
Hello, Applejack, Fluttershy, Spike. So good to see you. Are you adjusting well to Manhattan?
Well, it's still really big, but it seems very nice. If I may ask, what brings you here? There's usually more, formalities involved. And ponies. So many ponies.
I'm just out briefly before a very important show begins here at Carnegie Hall. You know the type. I imagine it will be very formal.
By which you mean boring.
Very astute, Spike. Who is your friend here, by the way? We haven't been acquainted.
I'm no one. No one at all. Please don't notice me.
Surely you're some pony. Every pony is some pony. If they weren't some pony, then who would they be?
I'm, Dim Delite. Princess, Your Royal Highness, Majesty. I don't know what to call you. I'm sorry.
Well, I'm sure that you are doing a fine job here at Carnegie Hall. victim, Delite. Please continue to do so. Every place needs a hard worker like you to keep everything in line after all.
Thank you. I gotta go. Now. Bye!
Are ponies always like that, Princess?
More often than I would like, but I don't mind. It comes from the best intentions after all.
Back to Trixie, please. Ahem. Having successfully scared off the gang of hoodlums that no doubt populated that alleyway until Trixie showed her face, she next finds herself coming across the most dangerous part of the entire town. And that's saying something, dear listeners. Worse than seedy gang hideouts. Worse than dark alleyways. Worse even than the den of bullnappers. Trixie now finds herself at the most terrifying, horrible, awful, wretched den of thieves and tricksters in all of Equestria, by which she of course means Whaler Street, Equestria's financial district, and more specifically, she arrives in the most vile den of treachery and theft of them all, none other than Naaman's sisters.
Now hold up there, Missy. I already told you well. No, actually that's a pretty reasonable description. Carry on.
And what's this? Trixie detects an altercation occurring from within. Raised voices, plotting, devious ponies who wish ill upon the good ponies of Manhattan, no doubt. Come, dear listeners, as the great and powerful Trixie investigates.
I protest! How dare you turn down a loan for one with such a fine pedigree as myself? Why, I come into your office and offer my services to you, and all you can say is, no? Have some vision, Miss Lilac. Have some passion. Think of what we could do with that money that you have so callously and rudely denied me.
Mr. Caesar, may I remind you that what you described to me when you asked for a loan was a Sapphire Shores theme park.
That is indubitably, undeniably true. And you said no! How can one say no to something of such utter splendor and genius as that? Huh? One cannot, I say. Certainly not if one has any sense about one in any form at all.
A Sapphire Shores theme park.
You cannot deny my vision, Miss Lilac. I shall not be denied. I shall not, I tell you. You are turning down the opportunity of a lifetime!
I believe that we are just about done here, Mr. Caesar. Your barging into my office has now cost me, let's see, 7,238 bits. You will see a bill for that amount in full, Mr. Caesar, I assure you. Good day to you.
Philistines, all of you! You do not see what I see! You cannot behold the wonders that exist in the thoughts I think each and every day! You will certainly not see me in this office again, Miss Lilac!
I genuinely do not know if that is intended to be a threat or an offering of goodwill, Mr. Caesar.
Good day, Miss Lilac. Though I no longer behold much good about it. Farewell!
I apologize for the intrusion. Mr. and Mrs. Orange, was it?
That is correct. I dare say that I have for you a proposition much superior to that of that clearly insane and delusional individual. Trust me, Miss Lyrica. May I call you Lyrica? Lyrica, you will be blown away by the brilliance of our idea, and all we ask is a paltry loan that will surely be paid back promptly with interest.
Is this another orange farm, Mr. Orange?
Yes, indeed! How did you know? Why, it's as if we are on the same wavelength. Connected we are, thoroughly and profoundly connected.
Mr. Orange, this is the third orange farm you have proposed just this quarter.
Now hold on there, Miss Lilac. The last farm only failed due to gross mismanagement. Why, my darling husband ought to be hailed completely blameless for that. He did nothing wrong at all.
You are so right about that, my dear. And the one before that, well, that just wasn't the right time of year. Now we are much more knowledgeable and shan't make the same mistake twice. Who could have imagined such an esoteric piece of knowledge as that oranges cannot grow during winter? No one I know, that's for sure.
Mr. Orange, let me imagine for a second a hypothetical scenario in which I give you the benefit of the doubt, and overlook the fact that what you just said was among the most interesting statements I have heard in quite some time. The fact remains that Manhattan has one of the most well-established orange markets in all of Equestria. I believe the term that we are looking for is market saturation. Do you have anything else to discuss? I'm an awfully busy mayor.
We most certainly do, Lyrica, if you'll just...
Miss Lilac.
I beg your pardon?
I was retroactively answering your question. No, you may not call me Lyrica.
Right then, Miss Lilac, we have a second proposal, and I believe you'll find this one much more agreeable than my husband's harebrained scheme.
It was rather harebrained, wasn't it, darling?
Now stay with me until the end, Miss Lilac. Imagine, if you will, the countless numbers of fillies and colts and the oodles and oodles of bits that their parents have at their disposal. Imagine further now, an attraction that would, if you will, deftly separate those parents from that money. Certainly you must agree that such a thing would be a most desirable concept to invest in.
No, Mrs. Orange, I will not loan you money for an orange-themed theme park.
But Lyrica, darling.
Miss Lilac.
Miss Lilac, of course. Miss Lilac, please do not confuse us with ponies who was touched in the head as the ruffian who was in here moments ago. We are not like that, I assure you.
You are so right about that, my darling. We are not indeed.
Oh, thank you for your support, dearest. You are a stallion of such repute.
I believe we are done here. I would thank you for your time, Mr. and Mrs. Orange, but that would imply that there was anything about which to feel gratitude. Thus, I bid you good day.
But, Miss Lilac, think our offers through at the very least. We could make you a very rich mayor.
I will send you a bill for the time I have already spent thinking about it. I can assure you it was not time well spent. Goodbye. Please do not return, much as I know you are going to.
Wait! I just thought of another...
Is it another orange farm?
Yes. Yes, it is. But a much better one.
Good day, Mr. Orange.
As you can see, dear listeners, this is indeed a terrible, terrible part of town, filled with countless ne'er-do-wells that Trixie most certainly would tackle and bring to justice if she were not a very busy mayor without the time to do so. Trixie is most certainly not afraid to approach these ponies, and would fight tooth and nail if any pony were to accuse her of such a clearly false idea as that.
You're quite lucky that false statements not under oath are not illegal, Missy.
Trixie behooves you to be quiet. Trixie is the fearless protector of this dark city of crime. It's just that Trixie does not have all the time in the world and must prioritize. And with that, we have reached the conclusion. Dear listeners, I hope you have enjoyed this preview into the darkness that exists within Case 2 of Trixie's big investigations. Trixie is quite sure that you cannot wait to see the dastardly plot that Trixie will unravel before your very eyes in the full case.
Trixie, I feel that this would be a good time for me to remind our listeners that every single thing you have said in this entire radio play was completely false, and that this bears absolutely no resemblance to the actual second case of My Little Investigations.
Quiet! Trixie is not listening.
Right. Well, I leave her to one of her episodes. I do hope that all of our listeners out there are looking forward to the second case of My Little Investigations. It might not involve a dark, seedy, terrible Manhattan that exists solely in Trixie's mind, but it'll be fun all the same. See you all there!
With Trixie!
Yes. Trixie. With Trixie.